Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ralph Velez Jr., and we welcome you to the Center 200, Sydney, Nova Scotia, for the official press conference for ROZICKI versus PERALTA for the interim WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. This event is sponsored by Samson Construction, That's Right Roofing and Renovations, Benchmark Blasting and Drilling, Monroe and Gillespie Contracting, O'Coin Renovations, and 9-2 Advertising. Tickets for this event are here at the Center 200 box office and online at Ticketmaster.com. If you cannot be here for this glorious event, this event will be shown all over the world on pay-per-view at threelionspromotions.com. Introducing the men here on stage with me this afternoon. To my far right, co-main event fighter Antonio Napolitano, main event fighter Ryan the Bruiser ROZICKI, and managing director of Three Lions Promotions, Daniel Otter. To my far left, co-main event fighter Brandon Brewer, main event fighter Yamil Peralta, along with Mauricio Insunza for translations. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all gathered here for this glorious occasion. History in the making. History for these two gentlemen, history for this area, and history for this country. Our thanks to the WBC and President Mauricio Suleiman for sanctioning this amazing event, and we promise to have one hell of a show. The world comes to Cape Breton, a pay-per-view spectacular featuring a rematch between number one, Ryan the Bruiser ROZICKI, Sydney Forks, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, 20 victories, 1 defeat, 19 of his victories coming by way of knockout, a 95% KO percentage. He takes on number two, Yamil Peralta from Buenos Aires, Argentina. No slouch in his own right, 17 victories, 1 defeat for the interim WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World. The winner of this bout will be recognized all over the world as the true world champion. There is so much at stake, and in the next 48 hours, we will know whose name will be in the history books forever. In the co-main event of the evening, another rematch 2 years in the making between Antonio Napolitano out of St. Catharines, Ontario. 8 victories, 1 defeat with 1 bout even. He takes on Brandon Brewer, Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. 28 victories, 4 defeats, and without a doubt, these two will try to steal the spotlight and make it the fight of the night. I want to reintroduce a man whose drive and determination is one of the reasons Three Lions Promotions is on the brink of becoming a super promoter in this industry. Managing Director of Three Lions Promotions, Daniel Otter.
Thank you, Ralph, for the introduction. We have an unbelievable card, top to bottom. All these guys on stage here, they put their lives on the line to entertain the mass. So we're excited for this card. I have a few questions of my own. I want to shoot right to Yamil Peralta. I want to ask a few questions, and Mauricio is going to do some translation. So, Yamil, how does it feel to be back in the city of Sydney in Canada?
Hola, buenas tardes. La verdad que muy contento de estar acá. Desde la primera vez que vinimos nos trataron muy bien, nos mostraron su respeto y la verdad que para mí es un gustazo volver a estar acá, volver a pelear en Cape Breton y muy contento que sea por el título mundial.
He says that he's good to be back here. The first time he was here, he was treated very well and respected very well. And he's looking for the great chance to fight for the title once again.
And so, Yamil, is there anything that you're going to do different this time than the last time? Because I know the crowd here wants to see a real fight. Is there anything you're going to change to bring that forward?
En esta pelea tú vas a cambiar cualquier técnico que tú hiciste la primera vez de la pelea para tratar de ganar la pelea.
La verdad que trabajamos un montón para esta pelea. Nos venimos entrenando desde esa vez que nos bajamos en esa pelea, no paramos de entrenar. poniéndonos mucho más fuertes, más rápidos, más veloces. Y bueno, sé que ROZICKI es un gran guerrero, un gran peleador, pero es mi momento y yo vengo a buscar lo mío.
They have been training hard for this fight, and we're going to try as much as we can to do a great war with ROZICKI, and we'll see what the final end will be.
All right, thank you, Yamil, and welcome back, of course. Thank you for coming here and come back. So a quick question to the man on my right, the man of the hour, Ryan ROZICKI. When we first started, Ryan, me and you had a discussion that we would bring a world title to Cape Breton. How does that feel? How does that feel being in this moment right now?
Yeah, I know it's a big moment, but right now I don't feel anything, honestly.
Yeah, you're just ice cold. So is there anything that you feel you're going to do different in this fight that you did last time that you can elaborate on for everyone here?
No, I'm gonna try to take him out. I'm gonna try to kill him.
Okay, and you're confident, you feel 100%, your training's gone well. Can you elaborate on anything like that, please?
Well, everybody knows every time I fight, you get the same thing. I'm coming across the ring and I'm gonna try to kill the man. So it is what it is. Sure, there's things I can do better this fight. I'm sure there's things he can do better this fight. And I just want to say one thing about the first fight. Everybody knows the controversy, the judging. Who cares? We got an opportunity, Peralta. Me and you can be the judge this time. So let's not let it go to the judges. How about that?
I do like that, Ryan. And we have two rematches up here on stage, right? So Brandon Brewer and Antonio both have fought, and Ryan ROZICKI and Peralta have fought. So a couple quick questions for Brandon Brewer. So Brandon, how's it feel to be back here? Now it's basically your hometown. I know you fought Antonio in Ontario. Do you feel that you have the advantage basically in your maritime area against Antonio? Do you think that's going to help you to get the win rather than the draw?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have family right here in Sydney, and I fought here quite a few times. We've even promoted one of Ryan's fights, the very first one actually, and so it's always felt like home. As far as Antonio is concerned, we had our first fight a few years ago. Then we were supposed to have our rematch here, and we couldn't make it happen. But during that lead up, Antonio talked a whole bunch of trash about the maritime people. So, of course, I feel like I'm at home. I'm here to defend Cape Breton. I'm here to defend the entire maritime people. So, Saturday night, let's get it going.
And so, Brandon, is there anything that you've done differently for this fight than you did for the very first fight you guys had?
Yeah, camp has been completely different. Far more focused, and I'm not training to win a boxing match. Ryan's inspired me to take this guy out. And I think everybody wants to see a knockout. Everybody wants to see, blood. They want to see a war. So let's give them a war.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, it's going to be an unbelievable fight, that co-main event. Obviously, they're going to be fighting to steal the show from the main event. And so, Antonio, is there anything different for this fight? Because the first fight was in St. Catharines, Ontario. You kind of had the home advantage. Are you feeling any pressure? And is there anything you're going to do differently now that you're not fighting at home?
The first fight was in Hamilton, which is about half an hour from St. Catharines. So we had a lot of people out there. It was a great fan base. You can plan for a rematch, you can train, you can prepare, but at the end of the day, you don't know what a fight's going to be. We are going to have to be adaptable. We're going to have to make adjustments, and I look forward to putting on a show Saturday night.
And so, is there anything you can predict to us that you think how the fight's going to go? Can you tell us what you think?
I predict a Gatti Ward-style fight.
Okay, there you have it. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pass it back to Ralph, and let's see what we got here.
I have a couple of questions, though, if you don't mind, Daniel. One of them, obviously, is for both main event fighters. First, to the Peralta team, I did a lot of research on this fight because there was, as the Bruiser stated, a lot of controversy. Your team has been on record. You've been on record saying that that decision was not the right decision. It was not how it was supposed to be. What are you going to do differently in this time? As far as, I don't want to say training, I don't want to say preparation, but obviously you're back here again in this area. What are you going to do different so that you feel it does not happen to you again?
La última pelea, tu team dijo que había muchas controversias con lo que la final de la pelea y ellos quieren saber
Y la verdad que no sé qué decir, porque no sé lo que pasó en la primera pelea. Nosotros nos vimos ganadores, hicimos una buena pelea, hicimos lo que teníamos que hacer y yo creo que por eso hoy el cinturón internacional lo tengo yo, lo peleé en mi país y bueno, agradecerle también a Mauricio Suleimán que hizo posible esta pelea, a Tres Lion y a mi promotor Margocián, que estamos felices de estar hoy acá y no saben desde que me bajé de esa pelea, no paré de soñar este momento.
He said that the first fight was the first fight. He doesn't really recall, but what he's trying to do for this fight is going to be completely different. And he wants to thank all his promotions and his coaches here today as well.
Thank you. For Ryan, Ryan's a big deal. First ever world title on this soil. You're basically the king of this area, brother. Is there any more added pressure to you? Have you been trying to stay away, focus? I know that you being at home, everybody here knows you. We got off the plane, people were talking about you on the plane that had no idea who we were. They just were chatting about you. How do you stay focused? How do you remain content and just ready to go without all this, with this pressure added to you?
Well, it's not nothing I haven't been through before, like it's a fight. Anything can happen. I've been beat in fights. I got lost. I've been beat outside the ring. Nothing I haven't been through. So what's he gonna do? Is he gonna knock me out? Who cares? At the end of the day, it's a fight. And the world title's here. I did what I said I was gonna do. All that's left to do is just go in there and try to do what I'm gonna do. I got a lot of respect for the guy. Don't let my mindset fool you. I respect him a lot and his team, and I know what I'm up against, but it doesn't change what I'm going to try to do on the night.
Guys, very rarely in the sport of boxing do we have a true number one and true number two going head to head for this title. It's very rare now in the landscape of boxing. If you are in this area, if you have friends that are in this area or are not in this area, you guys cannot miss this event. This is going to be spectacular. A true number one, a true number two, fighting for the title, and the winner will be recognized all over the world, and especially by the WBC as the true cruiserweight champion. It is going to be spectacular. Thank you, gentlemen, for the questions and answer. I do have one other question for the co-main event fighters. Guys, I do believe you are fighting at a higher weight class than you did the last time. Does this affect you in any way? Did you have to train less? Are you doing anything different because you are fighting at a higher weight class? And this is for both of you. I'll let you answer first.
It's far better for me. I'm the bigger guy. I'm bigger than Antonio. I'm stronger than Antonio, and I had to cut 10 pounds less than last time. Last time was, it was hard getting down to middleweight, and so the fact that we can not cut 10 less pounds is far easier for me. I'm sure it's far easier for him as well, but I'm the bigger guy, so it's definitely to my advantage.
Antonio, your response to that?
Yeah, well, I walk around at 170, so it wasn't stressful at all. I'm gonna go for dinner tonight and sleep it off, and I'll be 170 pounds tomorrow.
Guys, this co-main event, I promise you, these two boys are going to try to steal the show. It's going to be a fantastic night all the way around. Some prospects on the card. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are as well. I do want to mention somebody that's going to be added to the broadcast team, a very dear friend of mine, and we are very lucky to have him here on the broadcast. 9-time world champion, 5-division world champion, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Please give him a big round of applause.
Yes, Nonito.
We're bringing out the big boys. Listen, these two gentlemen deserve it. Ryan definitely deserves it, and to have this unbelievable opportunity to be in his area to fight for a world title on this soil for the first time. It is unbelievable, uncharted waters. We are very excited. Right now, we're going to open up the floor. If anybody has any questions, please feel free. Do not shy. These boys are here. You have a chance to go ahead and ask right now.
En tu press conference que hiciste en Argentina, tú dijiste que lo ibas a votar en la pelea. ¿Eso es lo que tú piensas que vas a hacer en esta pelea? ¿Que lo vas a noquear?
Hola, ¿todo bien? Nosotros nos preparamos para los 12 rounds. Si viene el knockout, va a venir solo, pero nosotros venimos trabajando para hacer 12, 15, 20 rounds, lo que tengamos que hacer, y que dure lo que tenga que durar la pelea.
If there's a knockout, there will be a knockout. But if it's like goes 15 rounds, 20 rounds, it's just going to be a fight. That's what I look at, the way I look at it.
What do you say to the fans that called you a chicken in your last performance? Refusing to engage. Do you have anything to say to them?
¿Qué tienes que decirle a los fans que te llamaron una gallina la última vez que estuviste aquí?
Keep going, Connor.
Claro, de acá.
Sí, los fans de aquí te llamaron que eras una gallina.
Que muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Que nos vemos en el próximo comentario.
We'll see you in the next event.
One more. Fight fans believe the Argentinians have a reputation of being courageous, tough, and willing to fight and go all out. Some examples are Medina, Mathis, Sergio Martinez, players that are willing to die in the ring. Fans say you're not Argentine because you rather won, and people say you lack the courage of being Argentine.
Dice que los pasados peleadores de Argentina no son luchadores y tú lo que hiciste la última vez fuiste a correr. ¿Tú dices que eso es correcto?
Yo no sé cómo verán acá el boxeo, pero el boxeo es el deporte donde hay que golpear y no dejarse golpear, y todo lo que recuerdo de esa noche, que no paré de pegar golpes y que mi cara se fue intacta, y eso es lo que tengo para decir.
For that night that happened, it was just a war, and that's what I remember from that fight.
Anybody else? Okay, guys, let's do the face-off. Co-main event of the evening. We'll go ahead and have them facing off down here. Again, these two boys are going to try to steal the show on Saturday night. Napolitano Brewer, a rematch, 2 years in the making. All right, guys, and the face-off for the main event of the evening on Saturday for the interim WBC Cruiserweight Championship of the World, the true number one versus the true number two, Center 200. Again, get your tickets now at the Center 200 box office if you don't have them, or Ticketmaster.com, or on pay-per-view all over the world on ThreeLionsPromotions.com. Thank you. Big round of applause for these both main event fighters. They've earned their right. Number one and number two, Ryan the Bruiser ROZICKI, Yamir Peralta, Saturday night, Center 200. The world comes to Cape Breton. Once again, just a quick thank you to our sponsors, Samson Construction. That's right, roofing and renovations, Benchmark Blasting and Drilling, Monroe and Gillespie Contracting, Ocorn Renovations, and 9 Toot Advertising. Again, Center 200, 7 p.m. first bell. If you cannot make it here, ThreeLionsPromotions.com. Again, tickets are available at the box office and Ticketmaster.com. We will see you at the weigh-in tomorrow afternoon.